The perfect hunting and fishing companion, your Weeby knife, designed by sportsmen for sportsmen. After all, it's a Weeby. Order your Weeby knife today with up to 24 replacement blades, free, and guaranteed $5 flat rate shipping on any sized order at WeebyKnives.com.
Well, we've got one trap down. This log, you could easily set a trap right here. Oh, look at that. There's what you call a stool right here where they're coming up and crapping. Caleb, do you want to run up and grab a trap? Yep. And grab a stake? Okay. Don't need a float. Yeah, we got a muskrat.
These bloodshot eyes of knowledge, too proud to ever behold. The all that is this and nothingness out on the bad river road. Out on the bad river road.
Yeah, we got a muskrat. Another reason why you want to get in the spring, you want to get them as early as you can, because as they get into breeding season, they start fighting and biting each other. They're just ruthless to each other. And I watch for the bites. I quit about the time they get significant. And here, this is about as shallow of water as I'll go, because you need to have water that will drown your muskrats. You got to have, 8-10 inches of water, or I won't set them. I don't know if you can see this, Chad, but we've got a really nice muskrat stool here, and they're crawling up and crapping on it. And so we're just going to set this trap on this log, just like that. I would be very optimistic that'll have a muskrat in it next time through. Back in the day when I first started out, I thought for muskrats your traps had to be submerged in water or they wouldn't step in them, and that's just totally false. I prefer them out of the water because it's easier to see if you have something. This rat, he's going to go as a winter rat. He still has the winter fur. He'll be graded as a winter, and so it's at its peak value right now. I don't see any bite marks in this one, but we'll find some with bite marks, but so far it's been very minimal. I want to talk about the ecology of a marsh like this, and of course this has a lot of bulrushes and a lot of other plants. I don't know what they are, but a marsh has to go through a cycle to be what a marsh is for ducks and waterfowl and muskrats. These bulrushes, they're going to die out soon because the water is too deep for them to regerminate. They may get another year yet, but they need to regerminate. And so what happens is you go through a drought, and this will become just a bowl of a fishery if the water keeps coming up. And so a drought is what recycles a marsh, and that sunlight then can get down and germinate those seeds. And you go through the drought and the plants regenerate, and maybe you don't have the water yet. Maybe that drought lasts 2 or 3 years and you aren't going to have any muskrats. And all of a sudden you start getting rain and the conditions become perfect for muskrats. And you've got the bulrushes, you've got enough water for them to build their houses and maybe get into the banks. And that is the cycle that you go through with a marsh. And some marshes, the bodies of waters, the DNR will build water control levees, and so they can lower that water, and pretty much every 3-4 years they'll do that so they can recycle that marsh. You just don't have muskrats every year because those marshes have to recycle. The muskrats explode and then they die off quick when that marsh has gone through the end of that cycle.
Wiebe Trapline Adventures is brought to you by Shields All Sports. Follow your passion for everything outdoors. By Dakota Line Snares and Trapping Products. Snares loaded for speed. And by Weeby Fleshing and Skinning Knives. We are wicked sharp. We are Weeby.
I've been a professional trapper for over 40 years, and in that time, I've skinned literally thousands of animals. I've learned that it doesn't matter how cool a knife looks on your hip. What really matters is sharpness and reliability. And that's why I created the Weeby Wicked Sharp line of replacement blade knives. These are knives that will quickly skin your critters without skinning your wallet. Visit WeebyKnives.com to get my Wicked Sharp Vixen folding knife with 24 replacement blades for only $34.95. Weeby Knives, Wicked Sharp. Well, Caleb's gonna go out there and we got 2 traps down, maybe we got 2 rats. I can see they've been chewing on that block there, getting the lure out of there, both sides actually. And Caleb, he's been trapping with me. He's probably maybe 10, 11, 12 when he first started going with me, and now he works at Wiebe Dakota Line, and he's a foreman there. And so he's been at this game a long time. And when he was in high school, he caught a lot of coon. I got a lot of these kids that I lose track of who's all gone with me, but I get invites to their weddings, and then I see them have kids. One of the young guys, he's my dentist now. And so it's very rewarding to me. Take them out, and some of them need a little therapy after going with me because I screw with them a lot, but that's the fun of it. I want them to be streetwise, so I mess with them. And I love seeing these young guys have a passion. I don't care if it's trapping or hunting or golf or whatever, but it's good to have a passion. I had an interesting thing happen here right at this spot last year. People will come by and they can't, I set them far enough out so they can't steal your traps. So they'll throw rocks at them. And this road, I had a lot of that, but they threw, trying to spring my traps, they threw a 6-pack of beer, individual cans. And so there were the cans floating there. I didn't have any muskrats. They had sprung the traps off, but I was tickled pink to take that 6-pack home with me. They must have been really drunk. I mean, who's gonna throw a 6-pack away just to spring off a trap? All right, there we got one. First time I went with my mentor, he taught me that. He was 50 years older than me, mink trapper. Everybody trapped mink back in the 60s and 70s, and 50s, 40s. He was 50 years older than me, almost to the day. And he'd catch a muskrat or mink and he'd give it to me to snap that water off, get them dry, and so, in his case, so you could skin them that night. They dry much better, they dry much better before they're skinned. I don't know why that is, they just do. So we got a double there. And so if these guys want to come back with their beer, I'd encourage it. Yeah, please. So far we've got 3 out of 4, and Caleb's gonna check the one across the road at the culvert. And maybe we'll have 5 out of 6. I could set a trap right here. This would be a deadly set. You can set it right there. They're pooping there. I'd rather not, because my steak would be out and it'd be easy to steal it.
Wiebe Trapline Adventures is brought to you by Redneck Convent, gear for the rugged, tough outdoors. By F&T Fur Harvesters Trading Post, everything you need for trapping and hunting. And by Southern Snares Trapping Supply, our customer success is our priority. They say the real work starts after the shot, and looking back, they could be right, unless you carry a Weeby knife. The scouting and plan were executed. The shot was perfect. Now it's time to get busy. Wicked sharp with a replaceable scalpel blade. There's not a finer hunting partner on the planet than your Weeby knife. When sharpness, reliability, and precision matter, big game hunters reach for a Weeby. Weeby knives, wicked sharp.
This would be a deadly set. You can set it right there. They're pooping there. I'd rather not, because my steak would be out and it'd be easy to steal it. You have a double there, Caleb? So we had 5 out of 6. Man, that's really good. And all 3 of these muskrats are smaller muskrats. So they would have been the last litter from last summer. They grew up some over the winter, but they aren't full adults yet. And we can come over here. I want to do a little scat talk. Scat talk time. Caleb, you want to join in here? Okay. We got Scat right here, sitting right there where the culvert is. You see that there, Caleb?
Yeah. A little big to be a muskrat.
No, it's definitely not a muskrat. What do you think it is?
I'd say it's Bob the dog.
Yeah, it is. It's Bob the dog. Last time we were here, he took a dump right there. So I was trying to. He's too good. He's been at this a long time for a 25-year-old guy. Yeah, good one. I'm impressed. Hello, my name is Mark Steck, and I'd like to show you the Cold Creek array of gloves. First off, we have the knit gloves, and these are good all-purpose glove in colder weather. They're nice and warm. They stretch around your hand. They feel good, and you get good grip with these things. Then you have your 18-inch glove, and these are really a favorite of mink trappers and muskrat trappers, in particular the road trappers. They have a nice feel on the inside. You get a good grip with these. They come on and off easy when you get in the vehicle and back out of the vehicle. Then we have the 26-inch gauntlet. They come up to your armpit. They have the good feel, the good grip. A lot of beaver trappers like these. And finally, we have the shoulder gauntlet. And these come all the way up to your shoulder, and then this strap comes over. And a lot of trappers will keep these on all day and when they're outside, when they're chopping through the ice, opening muskrat houses. They have a really nice fit, and they're very warm. Cold Creek trapping gauntlets, both for trapping and hunting, duck hunters, putting in your boat, etc. Cold Creek, take care of your hands. Yeah, maybe we got that one here. Who knows? We got a double. How'd you do, Caleb? Good. No, that one of those places we went 1 out of 8. So we'll take 3 out of 4. That'd be 75%.
Not just a pretty face.
Well, I'm average intelligence.
Wiebe Trapline Adventures is brought to you by Cold Creek Trapping Products, serious trapping gear for the serious trapper. By Marsh Steck Animal Lures, top quality baits and lures with proven performance. And by Weeby Knives. Don't ever get caught in the field again with a dull knife.
I've been a professional trapper for over 40 years, and in that time, I've skinned literally thousands of animals. I've learned that it doesn't matter how cool a knife looks on your hip. What really matters is sharpness and reliability. And that's why I created the Weeby Wicked Sharp line of replacement blade knives. These are knives that will quickly skin your critters without skinning your wallet. Visit WeebyKnives.com to get the new Monarch folding knife with 3 replacement blades for just $19.95. Weeby Knives, Wicked Sharp. Okay, we've got 2 traps down here, and the sun's coming out. That's kind of nice. It's been just a little cool this morning, humid. Let's see what's down there. Well, there's one muskrat. The mortality rate of muskrats is very high. They populate so quick, and I've read studies where like a really high number of them don't make it through the first year. They die, you know, it could be disease. Definitely predation. Mink kill a lot of muskrats. I think hawks do too. And a lot of them just don't make it through the winter. So when you got a lot of them like this, you might as well use them. I use 2 systems, and I use them in conjunction with each other. And this is a Garmin GPS, and it's easy to type on. So I've got this, that F means Friday. We checked them on a Friday. And then this will get me to the spots. It tells me I have 2 floats, but then this Onyx, it is quite the tool. And you can see the X's are where the floats are, but it'll actually tell you the landowner. And we're trapping road right-of-ways. It's not quite as important now, but when I coyote trap, I trap on big ranches, and this will tell you who owns the land, the landowner's name. And it is very handy. It's every bit as accurate as a plat book, only you can get a whole state for like $29 or something, whereas a plat book for a county, it's like $35 for one county. And so this is a heck of a tool in the fact that you can use it to mark your spots. There's probably 100 things on here I don't know about, but I really like this thing, and it's ONX, Onyx. Is that right, Caleb?
Yeah, Onyx.
Yeah, and so I've been using it for about a year now. We're catching a lot of rats. I mean, it's going to be a good rat day. When I was younger, I'd push it much harder than this. But the thing about any big catches that people have to remember, there's going to be redundancy. It's going to be like a production line. And the second thing is, and you're going to do things the same way over and over. There's not going to be fancy sets. They're going to be simple sets that you can make quickly. and they're going to be effective. The other thing is, you can't make big catches if you don't have the animals, and people, trappers, they'll want to compare themselves to others, and if they don't have the animals, I mean, why beat your head against the wall? I mean, you just aren't gonna, if you don't have rats like we do this year, you aren't gonna make a catch like this. It has nothing to do with your skill or ambition. It just isn't gonna happen. And I go where the fur is. I've been a free spirit most of my life, and so I'll go where the fur is, so that's not a problem for me. But you just do the same thing over and over again to pile up the fur. Some of these old books, they have all these weird sets in them, and I've seen it all from my competition over the years. You know when you got somebody that knows what they're doing, though. In this case, we'll see some other rat floats that belong to somebody else, and I know who they are, and I know they know what they're doing. But you just keep doing the same thing like it's a production line, and that's how the big catches are made. Any more guys are making big catches of coyotes. They're going to feedlots in Kansas and New Mexico, and they won't tell you that. But some of these guys will get 30 coyotes a day while they're at these feedlots where the coyotes are hanging out. And sometimes they're sicker coyotes, but they have these big dead piles. That's what's bringing them in. I got this on top of here. If we get a high wind, there's not a lot of extra stake there. You can lose floats, and so we put this, it's a hangman, and you'll see this hangman in at least one of the shows. But it keeps the wind from blowing the float off the stake. Well, it's been a good day. We just checked the very last trap, and there's ducks flying behind us, and we had a lot of rats. I would guess 120, 130. That's just a guess. And we'll get these back and get them drying, and so they can be skinned. Today is Friday. I'm not going to check tomorrow. We got a heck of a storm moving in, but luckily it's not cold. It's going to be rain and really windy. And so Sunday I'll be out and run these again. And I always do some adjustment, keep the traps productive, pull the bad spots, set them in new spots, and I think this is about how much I'll run for the rest of the season here. And it's I feel good doing it, and I'm not overdoing it, and so it's been a good day. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to Caleb for coming along. It's always fun to have somebody like him, and so again, peaceful waters.
Out on the bad road, the whole wide world's at your fingertips.
Weeby Knives, voted one of Field & Stream's best hunting products. Every Weeby knife comes with up to 24 wicked sharp replacement blades. After all, it's a Weeby. Order your Weeby knife today with up to 24 free replacement blades at WeebyKnives.com.